Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our Dharma with Streaming Diamond Sutra 101. And today is our last class, class 8. And for those members that never missed any of the class, congratulations very much. And for those members that missed the class, if you would like to have the video to look at it, please email to me. I will send out the video, and in December, I will put this Diamond Sutra into the YouTube. So this is something to announce. And now we are going to continue to discuss about the teachings in the Diamond Sutra. In the past 7 classes, we actually go through the whole sutra. And also to discuss on the core teachings in the Diamond Sutra. So today in the first part, I will do the teach the later part of the sutra, and after that, I will give a summarize of the whole the entire teachings or the core teachings in the Diamond Sutra. Okay, so now we are going to continue from last class. Continue, the Buddha start to say it. Shibuddhi, if someone says Tathagata means has come, does he come? Does he go? Does he sit? Does he lie down? Then this person has not understood my teachings or my meaning. And why is this? The Tathagata has not come from anywhere and does not go anywhere. And that is why he is called the Tathagata. A lot of people ask, after the Buddha entered into parinirvana, where did he go? Did he go to the Pure Land? Did he go to another land? Another Buddha land? Is there a place that the Buddha go to? And in here, if anybody says that the Buddha go to certain places, and this is not correct, because Buddha is everywhere. He does not have a definite body. He does not have a definite body. And that's why the Buddha never come and never go. He never come, he never go. He never sit, he never lie down. He never stand. He never walk. Buddha never come and never go. If we say that the Buddha did come and the Buddha did go, then he will be restricted by the form of this body, of the place, and also of the phenomenal. So the Buddha is physically, at that time, he has a physical body there. But when the Buddha entered into nirvana, parinirvana, basically Buddha is everywhere. If you see cause and condition, you see the Buddha. If you see impermanence, you see the Buddha. If you see the changes, you see the Buddha. Same as if you see the cause and condition, you see the Dharma. You see the changes, you see the Dharma. You see the impermanence and non-self, you see the Dharma. And that's why nothing in this world are unchanged. If it really have unchanged, then this thing will be forever there. but look into our phenomenal world. Is there anything that's not changing? Okay. So now, not giving rise to belief in notion. In here, the Buddha reminds us again and again the reason. What is the reason? He wants to see whether Shibudi or us understand the key teachings in this conversation with Buddha and Shibudi. So this is what the Buddha says, or asks Shibudi. Shibudi, if a person were to say, the Tathagata teaches a view of self and views of others, a view of sentient beings, and a view of longevity, Shibudi, what do you think? Has this person understood the meaning of what I am saying? And Shibudi said, no, World Honor One, this person has not understood the meaning of what the Tathagata is saying. And why is this? The World Honor One has said that a view of self, a view of others, a view of sentient beings, and a view of longevity is not a view of self, a view of others, a view of sentient beings, and a view of longevity. And it is called a view of self. Go back to a view of others and a view of sentient beings, and have a view of longevity is not a view of self, a view of others, a view of sentient beings, and a view of longevity. And so it is called a view of self and a view of others, a view of sentient beings, and a view of longevity. So this is quite a long paragraph, but it keeps repeating something, is that if the Buddha says that there is a view of self, others, sentient beings, and longevity, he is saying that there is not a view of self, others, sentient beings, and longevity. And that's why it is called a view of self, others, sentient beings, and longevity. And this, the key words here is not and call. It's just a terms for us to use. And these terms change in different places, change in different conditions. Again, Shibudi, one who initiates the mind of Anyattara Samyak Sambodhi should not give rise to the notion of phenomenal. He should know all phenomena in this way. He should know and view them like this, and believe and understand them like this. Shibudi, the Tathagata says that that which is called a notion of phenomenal is not a notion of phenomenal, and so it is called a notion of phenomenal. This part is very important. The keyword is like this. You should know and view them like this. Believe and understand them like this. And what does this like this means? Whether you view or understand them like this. What does this like this means? Basically, this means is impermanent. It changes. It's a normal thing that happens. Old age, sickness, and death and birth. It's like this. The external factors, snowing, hot weather, summer hot weather, big rain, tornado, earthquake. It is part of in this phenomenon. So it is like this. It will like this. It will start. It will definitely will end. Do you ever see the rain keep raining and raining for 10 years in the same place? Keep raining non-stop. The same as the sun keeps staying there for 10 years and the moon never comes out. Will the sun be always the same? So this is like this. Chinese call 本来如此. It is part of the karma in this phenomenal world, in our samsara world, in our world as well. Changing. So this is called like this. So if the person initiate the mind of, have this mind of, I want to be enlightened. I want to be an enlightened beings like the Buddha. He should not give rise to the notion of phenomenal. So phenomenals are everything in this samsara world, including us, everything. He should know all phenomenal in this way. He should know and view them like this, and believe and understand them like this. Because the Tathagata say that which is called a notion of phenomenal is not a notion of phenomenal, and so it is called a notion of phenomenal. So when the Buddha says that, oh, old age, sickness, death, this happens in phenomenal. However, if we attach to it, it will bring us suffering. So all these changes, it will happen. Whether we like it or not, it will happen. So why do we attach this to this phenomenal? If we don't attach to this phenomenal, then it is not a notion of phenomenal. But we still have to face it, right? I can't say that, I'm not going to look at death, but death will still comes. So that's why it is called the notion of death. The notion of death. How should this sutra be taught to people? By not gossiping to notion and beings, unmoved by things as they are. And why is this? Why? How can this sutra able to introduce and teach people, and will not have any debate or gossip into this teaching, and also being changed by other people, misinterpreted by other people? And why is this? This is also a very important gatha in this Diamond Sutra. All conditioned phenomena are like dreams, illusion, bubbles, and shadows, like dew and lightning. One should contemplate them in this way. One should contemplate them in this way. Everything in our life, everything change all the time, every minute, every second. And it changed very fast. The only thing is that we can't see it. We can't see the changes. But if you slow down your life and you observe it, you can see the changes. You can feel the fall season. You can see the changes of the leaves, the flower, the ants. you can feel the changes of our body. We thought that it is gradually changing, but actually it changed very fast. And most of the time, we can't even see it. And nowadays, in this modern world, with all the technology and busy life, with all the luxury things around us, we are so busy in all these things. Every day when we wake up, the first thing is not to brush our teeth. The first thing is to look at the cell phone, right? And when we start to brush our teeth, we are looking for the good brush and also the brand toothpaste. And then we start to cook our breakfast. And nowadays, because of this good time in our world, people they look for organic things. If it's not organic, they are not interested to eat. So we are so busy to look into the internet, look into those brochures, or go to the shop to look for good things. So we don't really that much concentrate in what we eat. We focus more on what we buy because of the so-called brand or good for our health. But just imagine, in this world, is there really such a thing that good for our health that will help us not to get sick and not to get old? Is there such a thing? So we are too busy that we can't see the things around us, the people around us. We can't even see ourselves. We don't understand is that everything in here is like a dream. And is dream real? When I say dream means that yesterday, what things happened, can you see it again? Don't you feel like things that happened yesterday or 1 month ago or 1 year ago is like a dream? Because it passed. It won't happen exactly the same again. Don't you think so? Illusion. Is illusion real? Is illusion real? I might look young now, and we hope that we forever be young. But 10 years later, 20 years later, will we be the same? Will we? It's just an illusion. When we go to a park, we see beautiful flowers, beautiful kids running around. But this flower will be there forever, the same flower. And will these kids be the same as kids, never grown up? No, right? So it's just like an illusion. When the sun shines, the bubble will disappear. No matter how beautiful is the bubble, when another condition arises, the bubble will change. Is shadow real? Is shadow real? What do we need in order to create shadow? Light, right? Either from the sun or from the lamp So we need another conditions to create shadow. But shadow will change when this light change from one direction to another direction. And when we have all the lights on top of us, can you see the shadow? So can we say that the shadow is real? And this phenomenon is like dual and lightning. It's so fast and change immediately. Especially our mind. Especially our mind. Don't you realize that in our mind, the changes is not just by second. It's more than, it's less than seconds. It's less than seconds. We change so fast. When a person says something bad about us, this person has not finished the sentence. Immediately we feel uncomfortable. Where does this uncomfortable feelings comes from? From external factors or from the mind here? If you understand the relationship between the external factors with ourselves and with the mind, you will understand that this mind change very, very fast. You can't even see or feel that it's already changed, but you already react. It's so fast that we can't even chase it. It's so fast. And so this is why in the Diamond Sutra, the Buddha wants to tell us is that in this phenomenon, we're all conditioned, means that it's the phenomenon caused by cause and condition. I like dream, illusion, bubble, and shadows. It won't forever be there. It changes all the time with different conditions. And it's so fast, the changes. It's like dew and lightning. Dew and lightning. One should contemplate them in this way. So when we attach to certain thing or abide to certain thing, use this kata for you to think twice how you should react. Don't react immediately. When a person ignores you, when a person makes you angry, when a person makes you uncomfortable, your mind will react very fast, like lightning. When you're aware of it, it's already too late. So I always tell people is that don't do anything first. Walk away. If you can't control yourself, just walk away. And then start to think about all conditioned phenomena are like dream, illusion, bubbles, and shadows. We thought that they are real, but actually they change. That's why they are not real. It will change. So we already finished. We already finished the teachings in the Diamond Sutra. And now I'm going to summarize the core teachings in the Diamond Sutra. So let's look into it. Core teachings in the Diamond Sutra. In this Diamond Sutra, it focuses on a lot of things. I try to simplify it into self interacting with external factors, and external factors interact with self. And this self include both physical and emotion. So we have physical body. We also have emotional habits or feeling. So in here, please look at my mouse here. This is the self, interact with external factors, and external factors interact with self. If we understand the Diamond Sutra, we won't have this feeling of uncomfortable. Unfortunately, we have this habit of attachment. And we attach to what? We attach to phenomenal, anything. And this phenomenal is not just tangible phenomenal. It includes our intangible phenomenal, such as our emotional feeling. We think that the external factors are real. Things that's outside of our body are real. We think that our physical body will forever unchanged. They are real. That's why we attach to our body. We also thought that our emotional feelings are real. So that's why when we get sad, some people can sad for years because they think that it's real. This thing makes me sad. This thing is real. I am real. The feeling of sadness is real. That's why we attach. This attachment becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. In the end, we are unable to pull ourselves out. We become abiding. Remember, I talked about sticking to it. Sticking to it. So, from the picture, look into this world. This physical body, besides the flesh and the organs inside, we also have the mind. Okay? The fresh mind and also the emotional mind. And look at the external factors. Besides people, things, environment, anything that we see, anything that we feel are external factors. Even we breathe in are external factors. The oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide are external factors. So external factors interact with us and we interact with external factors. So internal and external interact. And we think that they are real because we want it to be forever there. It becomes our emotional feeling. And we also think that this emotional feeling are real. So the external factors are real, my feelings are real. So that's why I have difficulties to let it go. I attach to it. The more we attach, the more it becomes what? Abiding. Stick on it. Stick on it. And then we realize that we're unable to get ourselves out from this situation. We can't get out from this uncomfortable feeling. Even sometimes we say that we want to, but the emotion attachment is so strong that we're unable to walk out. And that's why it leads us to suffering. It leads us to suffering, such as the feeling of loneliness, such as the feeling of sadness, greediness, hatred, jealousy, fear, frustrating, depressed, evil thoughts, evil action, and etc. We start to have action to express the feeling of loneliness, hatred, anger. If you look into yourself, we always say that, Venerable, what is, some people ask me, is that, Venerable, what is contemplation? Basically, contemplation is to see yourself. But before you see yourself, you have to train yourself to be able to focus. If you can't even focus, how can you really see deep into yourself? And how do you see what your mind, emotional mind, is thinking? And when we can't control ourselves from abiding and attachment, we still continue to think that all these things are real. I am real. Definitely, you will experience suffering. Next, we talk a lot about abiding, abide too. We human beings, we abide to a lot of things. Whether we are ordinary people or practitioner, we abide to a lot of things. And in the Diamond Sutra, the Buddha, he introduced a few of these things. The first is notion. Abide to notion, abide to this phenomenal world, abide to Dharma, abide to giving and merits, abide to Buddha, abide to self, others, sentient beings, longevity, abide to Untitled Samyak Sambodhi, and abide to attainment. So let me classify them. The Buddha keep reminding us that we abide to external factors and internal factors. So what are those external factors? The external factors that around us are the notion, which means the mind, and the phenomenal world. The self, the mind, and the phenomenal world. So these are the so-called internal and external factors that we abide to. The other one is cultivation. Cultivation is Dharma, giving / merits, and self, others, sentient beings, and longevity. So this is cultivation. So we need to cultivate, we need to learn the Dharma in order to understand the truth. We need to do giving, helping other people, and we will have what? Merits. And also, there are me, self, helping others or sentient beings, and we keep on, helping. So we read the Dharma, we're doing something, and also we interact with people or things. So this is called cultivation, and this cultivation is for goodness, and it's for the path of attainment. However, in Diamond Sutra, it moves even further. The cultivation of enlightenment. The enlightenment to become a Buddha, the enlightenment to Untitled Samyak Sambodhi, which means the supreme enlightenment, and the enlightenment of attainment, attained the Buddhahood or attain supreme enlightenment. So as a person, when we live in this environment, including ourselves. We are doing things. As a Buddhist, we learn the Dharma. As a person, we want to help people. And these people are so-called self-other sentient beings and longevity. And then we have this goal to get attainment, to become a Buddha by obtaining the Untitled Chapter, right? So this is something that we are very, very familiar to. We, as a Buddhist, we look into this world, I understand myself, I learn the Dharma, I help people. The goal is what? The goal I want to able to achieve Untitled Chapter and attain enlightenment, so-called the Buddhahood. However, the Buddha in Diamond Sutra, it even go beyond this. Non-abiding. In the Diamond Sutra, the Buddha keep mentioning about non-abiding, not to abide to all these things, not to abide to what we do, and even not to abide to enlightenment, cultivation, Buddhahood, supreme enlightenment. But he is not denying it. He did not deny it. Say that, okay, please do not want all this. The Buddha never says that don't learn the Dharma. Everything is impermanent. Everything changes. So don't care so many things. No, the Buddha didn't teach us in this way. The Buddha in Diamond Sutra want us to understand about this theory of yes, no, yes. Yes, no, yes. If the Buddha has the notion of giving, then this person is not a Buddha. But if this Bodhisattva, but if this Bodhisattva does not have the notion of giving, then will this Bodhisattva give? So the Bodhisattva must have this notion of giving. So it's yes, must have this notion of giving. But this Bodhisattva should not have this notion of giving. Should not have this notion of giving. When this Bodhisattva remove the mind of notion of on giving, then this is called the notion of giving. Same as the phenomenal, same as the Dharma, same as the giving, Buddha, and so forth. So Diamond Sutra is not denying anything. Diamond Sutra is not about nihilism. Diamond Sutra is not a pessimistic type of teachings. Diamond Sutra is to let us see beyond the reality, beyond it. So if the Buddha says that all these things not to abide to, if we abide to it, then this is not right. This is not what it is. But if we don't abide to it, then this is called what it is. So in here, core teachings, this Diamond Sutra basically is a cultivation of Bodhisattvahood. It's a cultivation of Bodhisattvahood. It's a person that aim to cultivate Bodhisattva, to practice the Buddha path by using the great vehicle. That's why he needs to practice the teachings in the Diamond Sutra on the non-abiding and see through the reality of things, of all things, which has nothing to abide when we interact with everything. And how do we know that there's nothing to abide? When we have this understanding of yes, no, yes, and then yes, no, yes, and then no, yes, no. So this sutra, it is a sutra for those people that have this mind of helping others. Helping others. That's the key thing. And that's why he is basically practiced towards the Bodhisattva or the Buddha path. The Buddha path by using the great vehicle. Those that have initiated the mind of helping others basically is already on the great vehicle, the big ship. And that's why he needs to practice the teachings in Diamond Sutra. Not to abide when doing anything. When doing anything. But how do we achieve not to abide? By seeing through the reality of all things. Like bubble, like dream, like illusion, like shadow. Seeing through the reality of all. And also seeing through what our minds are thinking. When we are able to see through, we realize that there's actually nothing that we can abide to, because it changed. If we want to abide on it, we insist on abide on it, it will bring us suffering. So when we interact with anything, even interact with ourselves, if we insist of attached to it, and when we see the changes come to us, we are unable to let go or walk away, we will be stuck there. And that's why the suffering keep on lasting longer and longer and longer, because we get stuck there. It is us that unwilling to let ourselves out from this situation. But of course, you need cultivation in order to understand all this. Now we are only talking about the Diamond Sutra in wordings. You need to experience it. You need to talk to yourself. So Diamond Sutra is about the prajna, the wisdom beyond the wisdom of transcend. So transcends from the reality. Even the reality we have to transcend out. It's, in a way, it's a jumping out. It's a jumping, it's not a walking. So this prajna is the ultimate wisdom. It's not seen by the eyes. It's seen by your mind. And that's the goal. And what is the goal of a Bodhisattva? By understanding the reality beyond the reality. What is the goal? Of course, you will say that, Venerable, the goal of the Bodhisattva is to help other people. But if the Bodhisattva do not understand the reality of phenomenal world, of ourselves, of our cultivation, and even the enlightenment, the Bodhisattva will not be carefree and will have difficulties to reach to the shore. So this Diamond Sutra is not just a sutra for the Buddha to, the Bodhisattva to help other people. At the same time, this sutra is to help the Bodhisattva to help other people, at the same time to help themselves in the path of Buddhahood, in order to reach to the shore of carefree with a non-duality mind. Non-duality mind. So when we look through this Diamond Sutra, in this 8th class, we discuss about this Diamond Sutra. This Diamond Sutra is not just to talk about prajna. This Diamond Sutra is not just to talk about Bodhisattva. This Diamond Sutra is not to talk about phenomenal. This Diamond Sutra basically is like a compass that guide us in our path of cultivation. If we initiate the mind in helping others and also our self-liberation. If a person has the mind to help other people, but do not understand the reality of this phenomenon or everything, these persons will have challenge in helping people. Remember, I did mention is that we want to help people doesn't mean that people want us to help them. So you will be the one that's standing there and seeing that person suffering. You want to help that person, the person refused to get your help, and they continue to commit into error. And you can't do anything. Just imagine that you see a person's going to die and you can't do anything. What is your feeling? Will you say that, oh, amazing, amazing? You won't, right? You will feel sad as well. At the same time, as a Bodhisattva, if a Bodhisattva helping other people by giving something to help that person, if this Bodhisattva does not understand the reality of the Bodhisattva, of giving, of this person, and also merits, when all these things did not come out as what this Bodhisattva expected, don't you think that this Bodhisattva will feel uncomfortable? So that's why if all of you or the members here, if you volunteer in the temple, if you want to cultivate the path of Buddhahood, you do this thing, there's no such thing, and that's called this thing. You're still physically doing, but your mind understands that all these things, the reality, are changing. And also, a lot of things has the individual karma. So if we attach to it and it doesn't come out as what we expected, don't you think that we will suffer? Right? So if you are able to use this Diamond Sutra to in your cultivation or apply in your daily life, it will definitely help you to live a more comfortable and relaxed life, which we call it as carefree. You will have less of defilement. Your mind will be in peace, more peace. And you understand that you won't be stuck into left or right, good or bad, black or white. You accept everything. At the same time, you never accept everything. And that's why it's called accept everything. So this is the last class. Thank you very much for attending the 8 classes. And I hope that in these 8 classes, it has something that inspire you. Thank you very much, and Amitofo.